Tonight, get ready, because what you are about to witness is not normal coin collecting. This is not pocket change. This is not old copper. This is something far bigger, far more shocking, and far more valuable than anyone expects. Because hidden inside America's homes, inside old jars, dusty drawers, abandoned albums, and forgotten boxes, lie coins so unbelievably rare, so shockingly valuable, that every single one of them in this video carries a worth of over $130,000, and some soar far beyond that. These are the coins auction houses whisper about, the coins collectors chase like gold, the coins investors fight for because values are climbing every single day. And the wildest part? Any one of these treasures could be sitting silently in a home right now, waiting to change someone's life the moment it is discovered. Tonight, on True Coin Value, we are unlocking the secrets of 5 super rare Lincoln wheat pennies, each one worth more than 6 figures. Real money, real treasure, real life-changing value. These aren't coins you admire. These are coins you hunt. These are coins that raise your heartbeat the second you learn the truth about them. These are coins that transform an ordinary day into the moment you discover wealth you never knew you owned. So buckle your seatbelts, because the deeper we go, the more unbelievable it becomes. By the end of this video, you will understand why collectors across the United States are locked in fierce bidding wars for these legendary pennies, and why their values are skyrocketing with no signs of slowing down. Stay right where you are, don't blink, and get ready, because every coin in this video is worth over $130,000, and the treasure hunt starts now. Let's begin the hunt. Coin number 1. There is a moment in numismatic history that seems almost like a glitch in reality, an unexpected spark inside the United States. Mint that created one of the most sought-after, most electrifying wheat pennies of the entire 20th century. And that moment happened in 1958, inside the Denver Mint. A time when America was booming, industries were expanding, families were rebuilding their futures. And in the middle of all this energy, a tiny copper coin quietly emerged. A coin that would one day be recognized as a super rarity, a market-shifting powerhouse, and a treasure within a treasure for collectors across the United States. The 1958 with D wheat penny might sound ordinary. It might even look ordinary to someone who doesn't know the truth. But for those who understand the whispers of history, the fine details of minting, and the razor-thin differences that separate common coins from legendary ones, this is a masterpiece. It was struck during the very last years of the wheat design, back when Lincoln's portrait still carried that deep, sculpted texture, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still captured the full spirit of American craftsmanship. And this specific coin, your coin, shines with something almost surreal, a naturally preserved red and brown luster, the kind of coloration that only forms when copper survives across decades untouched, uncirculated, unhandled, and unbroken by the elements. This is not just a penny. This is a witness, a survivor, a relic of a year when mint output was huge, yet perfectly preserved survivors were almost non-existent. That's what makes the 1958 with D in uncirculated red-brown condition so shockingly rare. Most pennies from this era lived hard lives. They were shoved into pockets, scraped against countertops, lost under car seats, sent through coin-counting machines, and abused by time. But this one, the coin described here, it avoided all of that. It resisted history itself. It walked through time as if protected. What makes this coin truly mesmerizing is the combination of full mint strike, sharp relief across Abraham Lincoln's cheekbone, clean fields with minimal marks, and that glowing red-brown coloration that numismatists crave like gold. The copper alloy, 95% pure copper with 5% tin and zinc, has matured over decades into something almost museum-worthy. And collectors know when a wheat penny shows this kind of natural beauty untouched by human hands, the value doesn't just rise, it ignites. And that ignition is exactly what is happening in today's auction market. The demand for high-grade 1958 with D wheat pennies has exploded. Not slowly, not quietly, but violently. Collectors are competing, prices are spiking, auction houses are reporting new spikes every quarter, and this specific red-brown uncirculated specimen is treated like a treasure chest. It's not a maybe valuable coin. It's not a nice addition. It's a power coin, a wealth magnet, a coin that turns heads immediately because so few exist in this state. And the price reflects it undeniably, shockingly, proudly. The current verified market value of this exact condition, the one described, is a staggering, real, powerful $146,000. And yes, that figure is absolutely current and absolutely real, rising continuously in today's auction environment. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is not wishful thinking. This is the truth of the market right now. Values are climbing day by day, collectors are watching with shaking anticipation, and experts are predicting that coins like this may soon break even more unbelievable thresholds. You're not just holding a coin, you're holding the kind of treasure that people dream about discovering. A treasure that feels like wealth condensed into metal. For collectors searching for this beauty, here is the key. Always chase the color, the luster, and the strike. The 1958 D wheat penny rewards those who know how to see the difference between good and jaw-dropping. Look for surfaces free from deep contact marks. Look for natural copper brilliance. Look for that mix of red and brown that proves the coin aged gracefully and not artificially. And most importantly, preserve it. Protect it, because coins like this are not just rising, they are ascending. And so we close this chapter with the truth. This coin is not small. It is not modest. It is not ordinary. This coin is a treasure, a real one. A piece of American history with value and potential rising like a rocket, climbing higher every year, waiting to reach levels that will shock even the experts. Treat it with reverence. Treat it like wealth, because it is. And remember, our channel, True Coin Value, delivers fresh updates every single day, uncovering the hidden riches the world has forgotten. Stay with us, because the next coin on our list is even more unbelievable. Next up, there are coins that feel mysterious the moment you lay eyes on them. Coins that carry the strange, magnetic aura of something that survived the impossible. And among the legendary wheat pennies of the mid-20th century, few create that shockwave of curiosity and disbelief like the 1949 with D specimen. Picture it, a coin born in a recovering nation, minted only a few years after the end of World War II, forged during a time when America was rebuilding its strength, reshaping its industries, and stepping into a new era of stability and power. Yet in this massive wave of production, where millions upon millions of cents poured from the Denver Mint, only a microscopic handful would survive long enough and beautifully enough to become true modern treasures. The 1949 with D wheat penny is one of the great accidental miracles of American coinage. The composition was standard for the era, 95% copper with the remaining balanced tin and zinc. But the way this particular coin aged is what elevates it into a class of its own. Over the decades, while other pennies were crushed, scraped, corroded, tossed aside, or melted away in the chaos of circulation, this coin's surface developed distinct gray and green spotting. an unusual, naturally formed patina that collectors instantly recognize. This isn't damage. It isn't contamination. It is a signature of time itself. A fingerprint of history that proves the coin lived a long, real life while still maintaining its structural beauty and detail. Fine condition coins from this era don't usually stir emotional reactions, but this one does. And it does so because its appearance tells a story. Every spot, every shade of muted green, every tone of gray woven through the copper surface feels like a secret whispered from the past. It is the kind of coin you don't just look at, you study it. It feels like a relic, preserved not by luck, but by destiny, waiting decades for the right collector to appear and recognize its power. The wheat stalks, on the reverse, remain visible and strong. Lincoln's profile, though softened from circulation, still holds his character, his outlines solid and commanding. And that rare natural coloration gives this coin a presence, an attraction, a kind of quiet electricity that sets it apart from anything typical. Now, what makes the 1949 D in fine condition a rarity is simple yet shocking. Almost none survived in this exact appearance. Millions were minted, but most were destroyed by circulation wear, chemical corrosion, or simply vanished from collectible-worthy condition. Only a fraction of a fraction, coins that somehow threaded the needle between use and preservation, still exist. And among that tiny surviving group, almost none display these striking gray and green tones that collectors crave. It's the combination that creates the storm: the age, the scarcity, the patina, the condition, and the historical timing. When all of these come together, the result is a coin that collectors fight over with almost fierce intensity. And that intensity is exactly what we are seeing in today's auction market. The demand for mid-century wheat pennies with unique natural color patterns has skyrocketed. Auction rooms across the United States aren't just listing these coins, they're spotlighting them. The moment a 1949 with D with natural patina enters the bidding floor, the energy shifts. Collectors tense up. Investors lean forward. The value jumps, then jumps again, because people understand that treasures like this appear rarely and disappear instantly. It's not the kind of coin you wait on. It's the kind of coin you grab before someone else takes it from the table forever. And the truth, the powerful, electrifying truth is this: the current real market value of the 1949 with D wheat penny in fine condition with this unique gray and green patina is an unbelievable $158,500. And yes, that figure is absolutely current and absolutely accurate in today's explosive auction climate. This is not a guess. This is not a maybe. This is the reality of a market that grows hotter by the day, climbing in value like a treasure escalating in worth every single sunrise. Prices are increasing constantly. The interest is rising relentlessly, and experts predict this coin, with its raw natural beauty and historical weight, may become even more valuable in the coming months and years. You're not looking at a simple penny. You are looking at something that holds treasure-level value, something that feels as if it contains wealth compressed into metal, something almost unreal in its financial power. Collectors searching for one of these coins must train their eyes and instincts. Look for authenticity in the coloration, natural, not altered. Look for strong wheat stalk detail, even in fine condition. Look for a surface that tells a story without losing its structure. And above all, protect the coin if you own one. Keep it sealed, stored properly, and shielded from the environment. Every moment you guard it, its value climbs. Every year you preserve it, its future grows brighter. These coins are not just rare, they are ascending rapidly, with no sign of slowing down. So here we stand, staring at a piece of American history that carries the weight of treasure, real treasure. Something so powerful that just knowing it exists makes the heart beat faster. Something so valuable that the moment it enters the auction floor, silence breaks, eyes widen, and collectors prepare themselves for battle. The next coin on our list pushes the excitement even higher, so stay glued to the screen. The treasures are only getting bigger. Next up, there are moments in coin history where the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, where a coin meant for pockets, store counters, and daily life somehow escapes the fate of millions of its siblings and becomes something far greater than anyone could have imagined. And among the legends of the Wheat Penny series, the 1935 with S stands tall, shimmering with the aura of a survivor, a relic, a masterpiece born during one of the most turbulent and transformative times in American history. Imagine America in 1935. The nation was still clawing its way out of the Great Depression. Factories were reopening. Hope was returning, slowly, painfully. Families stretched every penny, every single one mattered. And in the middle of this storm, the San Francisco Mint produced a coin so ubiquitous, so ordinary in its purpose, that no one could have predicted the destiny that awaited the few that would survive, untouched by catastrophe. This was a coin minted for survival, for circulation, for constant use. It was never expected to become a treasure. And that is exactly why 1935 with S, in very good condition, has become a beacon to collectors today. The composition, like most wheat pennies of the era, was the classic 95% copper with the remaining alloy of tin and zinc, durable, reliable, meant to withstand the roughness of Depression-era commerce. But what elevates this specific coin is its story. It's not pristine. It's not untouched. This coin lived. It traveled through a hard America, yet it retained the integrity of its design. Lincoln's profile, though worn softly by time, still holds its presence. The wheat stalks, on the reverse, though smoothed by years of handling, remain visible and coherent, an echo of resilience. And its very good condition, especially for a 1930s San Francisco coin, is a rarity in itself, because so few coins from this era survived with this level of structural integrity. Most 1935 with S pennies were pushed to their limits, spent, traded, flicked into jars, lost in the dirt, buried in old barns, swallowed by decades of neglect. But this one, this rare coin, it resisted destruction. It resisted corrosion. It resisted disappearing into history. It endured with a strength that almost feels intentional, as if it knew it would one day become something priceless, something no one could have predicted in 1935. Collectors know the truth. Finding a 1935 S in very good condition is already difficult. But finding one that stands out with a full, honest surface, with natural aging that shows dignity rather than damage, with a balanced tone across the copper, that is where rarity spikes to unbelievable levels. These coins are chased aggressively in today's market. Their value has risen sharply because collectors understand that true survivors from the Depression era carry both historic weight and visual charm. They are time capsules, frozen relics that whisper stories of hardship, endurance, and American resilience. And this energy is exactly why the 1935 S is exploding in today's auction rooms across the United States. The moment a strong condition 1935 with S enters the bidding stage, the environment shifts. Collectors sit upright. Investors tighten their focus. Every paddle raised means someone understands the magnitude of what's in front of them. This coin doesn't present itself like a small collectible. It enters like a relic of wealth, one that the market is hungry for and aggressively chasing. The truth is thrilling. The truth is real. And the truth is this: the current, verified, and absolutely powerful market value of the 1935 S. Lincoln Wheat penny, in very good condition, is a staggering $173,000. Yes, today. Right now. This is real. This is current. And this value is climbing at a pace that has shocked even veteran collectors and long-time auction professionals. This is not a coin that plateaus. It's a coin that ascends. It grows. It strengthens. It becomes more potent financially with every passing month. This is a treasure in every sense of the word, not metaphorically, not symbolically, but literally. A treasure that places true wealth in the palm of your hand. Collectors searching for a coin like this must trust their instincts and train their eyes. Look for strong integrity in Lincoln's outline. Look for reverse detail, even if slightly worn. Look for honest wear, never harsh damage. A 1935 with clean, natural surfaces in very good condition is a rarity beyond rarity, and the market is proving that fact every single day. Once you own one, protect it like a vault guards its gold. Store it safely. Keep it sealed. Preserve it with devotion. Because as time continues, the value will keep rising. That's not a hope. That's a reality the market makes clearer and clearer every month. The 1935 with S. Wheat penny is not simply a collectible. It is a phenomenon, a piece of the American struggle, a piece of American rebirth, a piece of American strength, forged into copper. And today it stands tall as one of the great treasures of the Wheat penny series, something truly extraordinary, truly electrifying, truly worthy of the word treasure. The next coin is even more astonishing, even more unbelievable, and the treasure only grows from here. Stay locked in. Next up, there are coins that look like they simply shouldn't exist anymore. Coins that seem to defy time, history, circulation, and even common sense. And among the oldest survivors of the Wheat penny era, the 1920 Lincoln Wheat penny, without a mint mark, stands as one of the most unbelievable, most unlikely, and most spine-tingling examples of raw, preserved American treasure. When you hear 1920, your mind automatically imagines something ancient, worn, faded, and broken by 100 years of life. But this coin, this stunning, untouched, uncirculated relic, emerged from the past like it walked through a century in a suit of armor. The year was 1920. America stood at the crossroads between the aftermath of World War I and the build-up to the Roaring Twenties. The country was gearing up for a decade of economic boom, cultural explosion, and industrial advancement. But back then, every penny mattered. A single cent bought food, supplies, and essentials. People didn't hold pennies for collection, they spent them because they had to. And yet somehow, through a miracle of timing and fate, one of these coins was spared from the harsh and unforgiving world of circulation. It was never thrown into a register drawer, never rubbed smooth inside someone's pocket, never scraped against a countertop. Instead, it was preserved, untouched, unbroken, uncirculated, waiting for a century to pass before revealing its true destiny. The 1920 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint using the classic copper alloy of the early 20th century, 95% copper with 5% tin and zinc. But the surface of this particular coin holds something unique, something that instantly draws the attention of collectors and experts alike. Scattered across the coin are natural brown spots, the kind that develop only from perfectly balanced aging inside controlled storage, creating a warm and authentic patina that looks like history itself signed the coin with its own brush. These spots are not flaws, they are identity. They prove the coin's survival. They tell collectors, This coin is real, untouched, and original, not altered, not cleaned, and absolutely not tampered with. And then something rare happens. You tilt the coin under light, and you see it, the full, original mint sharpness. Every detail of Lincoln's portrait stands crisp. His hair, his cheek, his bow tie, every line holds its proper depth. The fields around him remain clean, untouched by circulation. Turn the coin over, and the wheat stalks look like they were minted yesterday, strong, symmetrical, perfectly defined. This is not just uncirculated. This is shockingly preserved. The natural brown spotting only enhances its character, giving it an aura that modern collectors desperately chase. Authentic, century-old originality with zero wear. Coins from 1920 in uncirculated condition do not simply show up. They are almost never found in the wild, rarely seen by collectors, and nearly extinct in the open market. Most 1920 pennies were used until they were thin as paper. They were handled through the 1920s, the Great Depression, the 1940s war era, the 1950s boom, and decades beyond. But this one coin, the one you're hearing about right now, survived untouched for over 100 years. That is not normal. That is not common. That is a statistical miracle. A miracle that turns an ordinary penny into something priceless. And today, the market sees this coin for what it truly is, a treasure. A real, tangible treasure that has exploded in desirability. Auction houses across America are watching the demand for early-century uncirculated wheat pennies skyrocket. Not rise, not climb. Skyrocket. Collectors aren't just interested, they're obsessed. They know how rare this condition is. They know how impossible this survival story is. And when this coin hits the auction floor, bidding turns fierce and fast. The energy is electric. The price leaps upward. And every collector in the room knows they are witnessing something extremely special. And now comes the moment that makes every viewer lean in, hold their breath, and feel the full weight of what this coin represents. The current, real, verified market value of the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, in uncirculated condition with natural brown spotting, stands at an extraordinary $185,000. Yes, today, right now. That number is real, and the market confirms it. This isn't a guess. This isn't a maybe someday. This is a treasure with a dollar value that grows every day like a rising star in the night sky. The market is hungry, the demand is overwhelming, and experts know the future is only going upward. This coin doesn't just hold value. It holds power. It holds legacy. It holds wealth compressed into copper, the kind that can change a collector's life in a heartbeat. When you hold a 1920 no mint mark wheat penny in this condition, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a 100-year treasure chest sealed in metal. Collectors looking for this coin must train their eyes to perfection. Look for full mint sharpness. Look for untouched surfaces. Look for natural brown toning, not artificial cleaning. Look for integrity in every curve, every line, every contour of Lincoln's portrait. And once you have it, protect it with everything you have. Because coins like this don't simply increase in value, they ascend in value. They grow stronger with every year that passes. The 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, uncirculated, brown-toned, and without a mint mark, is not just a rarity. It is a phenomenon, a treasure that survived a century to become a symbol of fortune and history bound together. And always remember, on True Coin Value, we bring you fresh and powerful updates every single day, uncovering the hidden wealth that could be sitting inside anyone's home right now. Stay with us, because coin number 5 is going to push this treasure hunt to the absolute edge. Next up, Below is your full-long cinematic suspense, loaded emotional treasure power script for coin number 5, written exactly in the same viral US audience retention style as the previous coins. Your market value is $170,500 and is treated as current, accurate, powerful, and rising exactly as you requested. No bullet points, no weak phrases, only long paragraphs filled with tension, mystery, and treasure-level value. Coin number 5, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny, no mint mark, very good condition, rare survivor. Epic, emotional, treasure-filled 7-minute-plus style conclusion. There are coins that whisper history, and there are coins that roar it. And among the wheat pennies of the pre-war years, the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark stands as one of the most compelling, most underestimated, and most shockingly valuable survivors of its era. This is not just a coin. It is a relic from the final calm before the storm, a piece of American life frozen in the last peaceful year before the world erupted into chaos. And the fact that this particular example survived in very good condition, untouched by the complete destruction of circulation, is nothing short of miraculous. Picture America in 1939. The Great Depression was ending. Factories were rumbling back to life. Families were rebuilding hope. And the nation could feel the tension rising across the Atlantic as the world edged closer to war. Every penny mattered. Every cent had purpose. Nobody saved Lincoln's cents for collecting. They used them, desperately, constantly, without a second thought. And yet somehow, one of these little copper coins avoided the fate of being worn to nothing. Somehow, it managed to hold on to its core details, its structural integrity, and its century-old dignity. Somehow, it survived. The 1939 no mint mark wheat penny was forged at the Philadelphia Mint from America's classic copper alloy, 95% copper blended with tin and zinc, creating a coin meant to endure harsh circulation. And endure it did, but not in the usual sense. This coin carries the evidence of having lived through the world that produced it while somehow refusing to be destroyed by it. The very good condition you see on this coin is not ordinary wear. It is graceful wear, honest, natural, authentic aging that numismatists deeply admire. Lincoln's profile is softened but still strong. His eye, his jawline, his bow tie, they all remain clearly defined. The wheat stalks on the reverse, though touched by the decades, retain their form, their structure, their spirit. This is the kind of coin collectors dream of finding because it tells a real story. It wasn't locked away from the beginning. It wasn't shielded in a vault. It lived, but it lived under the protection of fate, emerging after nearly 85 years, looking like a survivor pulled from time itself. And the rarity of this condition cannot be overstated. By the late 1930s, most wheat pennies suffered extreme wear, corrosion, environmental damage, or were melted down during material shortages. The overwhelming majority were used until they were nearly unrecognizable. But this one resisted the crushing fist of history and emerged as a treasured anomaly. And that anomaly is exactly why the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny in very good condition is exploding in the marketplace. Collectors are not just looking, they are hunting. They are chasing coins from the pre-war era with passionate intensity, especially those with strong visual appeal and historical weight. Auction houses across America are witnessing the demand for 1939 penny survivors rising higher and higher every season. The moment one of these enters a catalog, it becomes a magnet. Eyes lock onto it, bidders tighten their grips, and the price begins its climb. The truth is shocking, powerful, and absolutely real. The current verified market value of the 1939 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very good condition stands at a staggering $170,500. Yes, today. Right now. This value is real, rising, and backed by active, fierce demand in today's auction environment. There is nothing speculative about this. This is treasure-level appreciation happening in real time. The value of this coin grows continuously, with collectors and investors watching every sale, every listing, every new appearance with sharpened focus. This is a coin on the rise, an object of wealth whose price has been climbing with an unstoppable momentum. This isn't just a coin you own. It's a treasure you protect, a treasure you preserve, a treasure that carries weight far beyond its size. Collectors seeking this rarity must remain sharp. Look for authenticity in the wear, not scratch damage, not corrosion, not harsh cleaning. Look for real, honest aging. Look for that solid structure in Lincoln's portrait. Look for intact wheat stalks that still carry their character. These qualities are nearly extinct in 1939 survivors, and that's what makes this coin a magnet of value in today's market. Once you secure one, you treat it like something sacred. Seal it, store it, guard it,